everyone, this is the Brother NQ900 Stylist sewing machine. It's part of their Q series, and I'd like to walk you through some of the features and functions of the Q series machine, particularly this one, but a lot of the benefits and a lot of the features that you have on this machine, you'll have in all of the Brother Q series machines. So the Q series is kind of their sewing quilting combo machines. They're great machines for garment sewers, for quilters, and even for hobby embroiderers. So let's have a look. Let's start off talking about all of this amazing space that you have in here between the needle and the side of the machine. On this NQ900 is 8.3 inches. This is way more than any regular sewing machine. All of the Q series have this. So this extra space makes it so much easier when you're sewing your fabric, whether you're doing a quilt or whether you're doing a garment. It just makes it that much easier to work with. Also on the Q series sewing machines, you have longer feed dogs. So these are the little metal teeth underneath your presser foot that pull the fabric through so that you don't have to push or pull when you're sewing. And on the Q series sewing machines, these are longer than normal. Also, your zigzag foot is longer than normal. This just means when you're sewing, your fabric moves through smoother and easier. I also love the speed control slide on this machine. It's great for sewing or free motion quilting. When you're concentrating, lots of layers, lots of tight turns, I like to bring it down nice and slow, or when I'm teaching someone who's just learning how to sew. And then as they build their confidence, I increase the speed, or if I'm sewing myself, if I'm doing a lot of fabric, straight line, something super easy, I bring it up to top speed. This machine also has a ton of different stitches, 240 built-in functional and decorative stitches, plus 10 buttonholes, including a keyhole buttonhole and a rounded buttonhole. It also has 5 different font styles, so when you want to personalize things or do monograms or lettering, you have lots to choose from. And while we're looking at the variety of stitches, I have to talk about one of the most amazing things on this machine, sideways sewing. This is something you'll only find on Brother sewing machines. It's such an awesome and useful feature. Now, I'm not talking about a free arm foot or a maneuvering foot. I'm talking about actual side to side, where the feed dogs move the fabric side to side with your straight stitch and with your zigzag stitch. You can sew sideways. This is great for putting on patches. It's great for when you're quilting and you just need to get over to the side. Another feature I love on this sewing machine is the automatic needle threader. This is by far the easiest. See, it's already done. Definitely the easiest and quickest I've ever used. The machine also has a thread cutter button. So when you're finished sewing your seam, you just press this button. It trims the threads on the top and the bottom of your fabric, your upper thread and your bobbin thread. The Q series sewing machines also have this knee lifter. Turn off your machine completely and put the rod of the knee lifter into this hole at the front. Just line up your notches and grooves. That knee lifter allows you to lower and raise your presser foot using your knee instead of your hands. So you can keep your hands up on your project and concentrate on maneuvering around. Keep focused right at your needle. Keep your hands here and use your knee to lower and raise the presser foot. Like all machines, you have your reverse button, but the Brother Q series also has this button, which is your reinforced stitch or your lock stitch. When you press your reverse, it does stitches backwards. When you press the lock stitch or the reinforcement stitch button, it puts your stitches in the same place. So you can do 3 or 4 stitches in the exact same spot to help secure your threads without the bulk of a reverse stitch. This machine also has an automatic reinforcement button. When you press that one and the light goes on, now every time you start and stop a stitch, it will do the reinforcement stitch, either the lock stitch or the reverse stitch, depending on the type of stitch you've selected. So keep that on if you want to always start and end with a reinforcement stitch, if you might forget to do it manually, or you can turn it off and just do it whenever you want. And there you have it. These are just some of the amazing features on the Brother NQ900 Stylist sewing machine.